Hello, and welcome to the driveway for, well, it's been a year since I bought the K5, so time for a 1-year review. And then, at the end, I have news about Stormtrooper. I'm going to do it the same way I did the 6-month review, my loves and my hates, but my loves have stayed the same, but my hates have shifted. The list is different. So, well, let's just get right into it, shall we? So, the things I've loved since I bought the car, that I loved 6 months ago, and that I still love, the number one will still be mileage. By the way, back 6 months ago, it was my number one love, and then it maybe dipped to number 2 or 3, but it's back to number 1 with gas prices the way they are. So I still love the car. My second thing I still love, and it's still in number 2 spot, is the auto driving, the stop, start, cruise control, the staying in your lane, the steering you back into your lane, all that stuff, so that, especially on the highway, well, actually really only on the highway, you don't have to pay attention. But I'll let you in on a little secret. I sometimes use the cruise control like around town. We have a lot of streets where the speed limit's like 45, so people go 50. Well, I just put the cruise control on like 50 and it stops when it comes to lights. I know it's technically not what you're supposed to use it for, but it works. The third thing that I love is still the looks. I love the look of this car. I mean, just look at it. It is gorgeous. Again, a little bit because of the guy they hired from Audi, a little bit of an Audi thing to it. And then the fourth thing, which again is fairly minor, but it helps me so much, which on the little map on the center screen, it has a little speed limit sign, but right above that is your speeds. So you don't have to, you just glance over and you can see your speed relative to the posted speed on the road you're on. It saves me all the time because speed limits change on roads and you glance over and you're going, oh, I'm going 20 over. Well, that's a little too fast. So you slide. Fantastic. And then, of course, the fifth thing, which I have loved, I loved it in my Veloster. I mean, all Hyundai and Kia products. Sirius XM, when you turn on your car, it starts recording all of your presets so that when you switch to a Sirius XM station, you can then, and it's in the middle of a song, you can back up. So you can go back to whenever you started the car, or I've never hit the limit. There's probably some limit about how far back it goes, but it goes back pretty much till you started the car for me every time I've needed it to. So those are the things I still love and in the same order. But my hates, and I say hates because my dislikes, the things that I'm not that pleased with, that order has changed. My number one hate 6 months ago was I didn't like that I didn't get the auto dimming mirror, which also has the HomeLink controls in it. So I was a little salty about that. But one of my viewers commented, you can have that added by the dealer. So I haven't done that yet. We'll get to that in a minute about why I haven't done. Well, we'll get to about dealer service in a minute. That's going to be one of the hates that wasn't there 6 months ago. But I took that off, which means the number 2 hate from 6 months ago moves up to number 1, and that's the auto hold for the braking. Auto hold, you have to reset. Every time you get in the car, you have to press the button. Every time you start the car, you have to press the button for auto hold. In my Mercedes, it was just on all the time. I don't know why. I guess they probably got sued. I don't know, but it's annoying. So since my number 1 hate fell off, everybody moved up 1. So my number 3 hate, which is now my number 2 hate, is the slick trunk. The stuff banging around back there when you're making turns. I mean, now I know why one of their big things is cargo storage and cargo netting, because you have to have it, and I don't have it. But of course, again, I can have that installed by the dealer, but it's just annoying. They could have made it they didn't have to make it so slick that everything just slides. So my former number 4 hate has slid up to number 3. The lesser trims have wireless CarPlay. The top trim does not. It makes no sense, and it annoys me. I'd love to be able to just drop my phone in the little central charger, which not one of my loves, but an excellent thing, and have it. But no, you have to plug it in. So basically, I end up not using CarPlay except on long trips because it's too much of a pain. My number 4 hate is new. And it's only because I've had it a year, and so I needed to get it. And by the way, I still haven't hit 6,000 miles. I'm very close, but not quite. But I need an oil change. So I went to Kia to see about getting an oil change, and they said, oh, well, you have to book it through our website, and right now we're 6 weeks out. So, by the way, so you have to book it for 6 weeks from now. But I kind of need it now. It's been a year. And they yelled at me because I hadn't done it after 6 months. By the way, when you go to their website, it says to change the oil after 8,000 miles. So, I don't know. But anyway, so I said, well, I'll just go to like a Jiffy Lube kind of place. Wrong. Well, I did go to Jiffy Lube kind of places, and every one of them said, we can't get that filter. The K5, well, first, to change the oil filter, you have to take the whole bottom of the car off. I mean, the whole shield underneath, the whole thing has to come off so you can get to the filter. And then it's not like a nice little sealed filter that you just screw on. No, it's like a housing that you have to take out, and then you take the filter out, and you put the new filter in. And it's old school technology. I mean, it's, again, not even the simple filter. No, and third parties can't seem to get their hands on the filter, so they can't change your oil. So I have to get oil changes. And by the way, that brings up the whole service thing in general. They're very busy. They sell a lot of these cars, and of course, after the pandemic, they have a hard time hiring people. So what are they going to do? Number 5. This may just be me, because I'm an old man and I don't have much of a butt anymore. The seats, while they're perfectly fine for driving around town, not so much for road trips. I've come up with a solution. I've got this cushion on Amazon. I will link it down below. See where it has a little place for your tailbone to sit down in there. It helps on the long road trips. I'm not really getting on Kia for this because, I mean, my Challenger wasn't a lot better. You have to go back to my Cadillac and my Mercedes. They had really comfy seats. But of course, I was younger then, so maybe, they still would have hurt my butt. Now, I don't know. Again, I'm not saying it's a reason you shouldn't get this car or enjoy this car. I'm just saying for me, on the road trips, my butt gets a little sore. After sitting in the car for 10 hours. Those are the 5 things I hate. Most of them I don't really hate. Well, Overall, almost 6,000 miles in, I still love this car. I'm very happy I bought it. The only thing I would like better is if Kia had a hybrid version of the K5. I might consider trading in for that. Hyundai has a couple of hybrids. And since they're very similar mechanically, I think my next car may be a Hyundai hybrid, unless Kia comes around and does hybrids, although they're going all electric, Kia. So I'm probably going to get a hybrid next. In other news, since I sold my car to Carvana, my Stormtrooper, bless his little heart, I'm saying like rest in peace. He's not dead. He's fine. He's out there. In fact, I'm going to tell you where he is. Well, kind of. I've been checking, and of course, as you recall, there was a video a while back. I'll have all the associated videos linked below, but where it took them several months to get him listed, and then he's been listed and sitting there forever. And every few days, I go and check, and every now and then it will say purchase pending. Then after a while, that goes away because I guess they didn't get the financing or whatever. Then about 2 weeks ago, about the middle of October, it got that purchase pending thing, and then every few days I'd check, it still said purchase pending. And I mean, for 2 weeks. And then Halloween day, I checked, and it said, I'm sorry, this vehicle has been sold. Here are some other vehicles you might like. Here, I'll put the screen over here. Somebody bought Stormtrooper. Bless their hearts. I hope they love him as much as I did. He was a great, great car. I hope maybe they discover my channel and then they can go and see what mods were on there, and any that Carvana took off they can put back. The story is that Carvana has had a lot of trouble with title. It takes them a long time to get titles to people. Well, I need to transfer my Dr. Wigo license plate to this car, but I can't do that until it's no longer associated, because they go with people in Tennessee. But it's still associated with that car because Carvana didn't retitle it while they owned it. So I'm hoping whoever buys it, it will finally get retitled, and then that'll release the license plate so I can move it over here. Well, that's kind of all I had to say for today. Next week will be another unboxing. Woo! I think it's great. You'll probably go, oh God, again? That's it for today. Still love the Kia. Still love Stormtrooper, even though he's now the property of someone else. I hope whoever bought him loves him. And I will see y'all next week. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.